Hey friends, welcome. It's Saturday, April 19th, and it's too windy for the beach, so today I'm going to make the most of those free curbside pickups. If you saw my last video, I managed to snag a baker's rack a few houses down from me on a morning walk, and it's got several rusty spots, but otherwise it's in great shape, so I'm going to get started on painting it. But first, for anyone who missed last week's video, this is what I've been working with, a former free curbside pickup. I gave it all a sweep, but it needs a little mopping. But I'm going to put a tarp down here, bricks on the corners of it, and maybe just a little squirt of painting in between wind gusts. We'll see how it goes. I'm crossing off all the things, you guys. One item at a time. More items to go. Of course, after sweeping comes mopping, so a little hot water and soap, and I'm gonna get on it. All right, I've got everything cleared out of there. One thing about cleaning the patio, you just kind of go at it. Okay, I've finished mopping, and please let me say this is a patio, so the minute any dusty wind blows, this is going to get filthy again. So I am not trying for perfection, but I do want to try to scrub this rust off the tile, which is from a plant stand that was metal on the bottom, and I wasn't thinking I should have put some pads on it so it wouldn't rust. I'm not sure what will take rust off of tile. I hope something will. I'm going to start with Ajax, aka Comet, which I'm almost out of. And I wish I'd had that on my list yesterday when I was at the Dollar Tree. But I am going to sprinkle this on here and just let it soak for a little bit because this stuff has like a bleach in it, right? All right, let's see if we can get anywhere with this. But I'll keep scrubbing and give you an update. Time for the rust reveal, you guys. Hey, I am very pleased. Just about all of it is gone except for a little tiny bit right there. Much improved. Okay, we're moving on to the reason we're out here, which is to spray paint this baker's rack. That's my first object. My second object, free curbside, is this screen, but I really want to get this one on the patio, so this will be my focus today. And because it's so windy, I'm not going to try to do two projects in one day. This, I don't know if it's real wood or not, but I am going to attempt to unscrew that thing, so I'll be right back. Well, like any home improvement project, I've hit a snag. And the snag on getting this wooden shelf off here is, this is bolted on here, and apparently the bolt comes from this because you can't see a top side to it. I attempted it, it's really tight. This one is painted. So you guys, that's gonna get some paper and tape, and I'm gonna go for it, and I'll probably end up doing contact paper on top of that board. We'll see. And because this is going on my patio and not in the house, I am not going to try to sand anything down. I am just spray painting to cover the rust, partly because it's ugly and partly because I want to preserve the metal as long as I can. It's windy, so I'm just going to paint little fits and starts, so you won't get to see much of that on film. Well, here's the after the cleaning and before I put the rack in. Now for the baker's rack, because in my rain, I gotta get her in here. All right, here's how she looks from the side, because that's mostly how I'm going to view it, sitting over there on the patio. Now, is this perfect painting? Absolutely not. I really should have scraped that, and you know, all the things you do for a really good cleanup job. But this was a free curbside pickup, and I knew I'd be putting it on my patio, not in the house. And when I move, I will not be taking it with me. It's going to go right back out to the curb. So I was only willing to do so much work. And this is what it looks like from the outside. It looks so cute. I love it. And the fun part will be, of course, setting it up with lots of cute pots of plants and whatnot. I've been using this ugly tote. Let me show you what's in here. Bird seed in that canister I got from the Goodwill. Jib jab that I use out in the garden. You know, the usual suspects. And what I plan to do, maybe baskets for the more unsightly stuff. The fertilizer, pesticide stuff can go in this box that I got on a free curbside pickup several months ago. Meanwhile, after cleaning up the rust from that metal table, there is nothing underneath these metal legs. None of them. So I've got some of these little chair pads from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to stick one underneath each of these and hopefully prevent any rust. Let's talk about a couple of things first. This countertop, this is, if it you would call it laminated wood maybe. It's not sandable, I don't think. It does have some stains. So I think I'm just going to put contact paper on it. And I'm trying to keep this project as cheap as possible because this was free. I did buy one can of spray paint for it, and that was $6. I've had this contact paper from the Dollar Tree for a long time. I think that'll be cute. And then the other little really minor thing that I want to fix is this is missing one of those little covering tabs. So I'm gonna just jimmy rig something, and I don't have much here in the way of white plastic. So I went out my garage shelf, dug around, and I do have this little jar of Dollar Tree spackle. So I'm going to try cutting a square that size and just putting some E6000 on it, and we'll see how that goes. First I clean the lid because it had spackle on it. So then I put this little piece of paper that you get when you buy things at Home Goods up against that hole and traced it with a highlighter. And now I am going to out the shape. She's going on. Good enough. Definitely will not annoy me as much as a hole would have. The first thing I'm going to decorate is that empty corner. I bought this gorgeous pot at Home Goods a 3 weeks ago, not knowing I was getting a baker's rack. I like this little table's going to go to the curb, obviously, but for now, I'm going to get my tools out of here. Cross some more stuff off. Well, here's what she looks like so far, minus the contact paper. It's Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock. I've been so busy all day, but I would love to buzz out and hit a couple of thrift shops real quick and see if I can find some white, blue, or gray pots. I'd like to get at least 2, 3, 4 more. Even maybe a little statue or something here or there. So let's head out to a Goodwill or a Salvation Army, maybe Big Lots if it's still open, and see what I can find. It looks like Big Lots has officially closed. Wah wah. But it happens to be in the same parking lot as Bell's and Goodwill. So I'm gonna have a look in Bell's and then pop over to Goodwill. This is more of a Bell's outlet store, and they have a limited selection. I'm not seeing much in here for my baker's rack, but I do love this pot. That is gorgeous. And the faux olive plant in it is pretty nice as well. And they happen to have a matched set here, which you don't always see, but I'm passing. I'm not having much luck at Bell's. This pot's pretty cute, although fairly small. Let's check the price and see what it has to say. Yowza. That's pricey for no bigger than it is. Let's head over to Goodwill. It's been at least 5 years since I've been to this Goodwill. Their prices have gotten pretty crazy, so I rarely pop into one anymore, but let's take a look. Hopefully I can get lucky on at least a couple of things. Now this might be a good possibility. That's pretty pricey for no bigger than this is, but at least it does have a drainage hole. So I'll put that in my cart, call it a maybe for now, see what else we can find. Well, these might be a good possibility, although they are small. Oh my, $5.99. I like the texture on the outside, but my goodness, these are really small for $5.99. I could buy those brand new for that price. Now here's a possible suspect, depending on the price. It's a little canister. Oh my gosh, only $2.99 and twice as big as those little vases. It's missing the handle on the lid, but it looks like it's in great shape. That's going in the cart. Although I'm not a fan of the prices, I do like the treasure hunt vibe in the Goodwills. And this guy, a soup tureen, $4.99. And really big compared to those tiny little vases for $5.99 on the other shelf. This one's definitely going in my cart. That's fun. And you guys know I love pumpkins, so I'm going to have to check this guy out. Oh my goodness, $6.99 for this huge pumpkin. Definitely taking him home. Okay, this is definitely not one for my baker's rack, but it is so interesting. And for anyone who's a thrift shop flipper, I thought you might enjoy having a look-see at this because it appears to be a true antique. This is so interesting. All the little shelves appear to be here. I guess you would put cakes and pies in this to store them on your counter maybe back in the day. Definitely feeling very antique. I'm thinking 40s, 50s. Now I'm really curious to see what the price is on this little gem. Let's see if I can maneuver this around, take a look at it. Okay, mind blown, $2.99. I bet you could sell this for, I don't know, somebody who flips things tell me. I'm going to guess at least $20, $30. I could definitely see that in a store that has lots of tchotchkes. And I just had to share these gorgeous desks. I guess this is a desk and a sideboard. The price is mind-blowing, $8.99. And they have two matching pieces here, and the second one is $5.99. Crazy great price. I mean, look at this. These are obviously real wood. And if you needed a desk, you couldn't go wrong with these. You could always stain them, paint them. Quality is incredible here. Let's see if we can find a maker. Liberty Furniture. Wow. Just mind-blowing that you could get both of these combined for under 20 bucks. And I don't see a dent or a real scratch on them anywhere. So if you need furniture, check out Goodwill because it seems to be very reasonably priced. Well, I found enough to make it worth the trip, and I'm going to check out and head home. Here's my little Goodwill haul in all its glory. So ironic to see the prices today. With that said, I did manage to find these two vessels for my little baker's rack. Funny, they both have lids. These were both less than the tiny little vases that I showed in the store. Soup tureen. And this one, which did not come with this handle, I went and rummaged that out of my bits in the garage. I could pop a little plastic potted plant into either one of these because they don't have drainage holes. But I think what I might do with this one is keep my seed packets in there, at least some of them, not all. And this I probably will pop a plant in. It's just so cute. And then of course my great big pumpkin, which that thing is huge. Loving that for fall. Look at 4 months away if you count September as the start of fall. If we're out on my front porch, that'll be perfect. Okay, what we have here are 2 baskets full of knickknacks that I kind of rotate around on my shelves over here. And those baskets live in the TV cabinet. And I realized, you know, most of this is white. I should get in here and have a good dig. And I wanted a little statue for out there. And hey, that might be perfect. He has a little face. Looks like his face needs a bath. I think I have an air plant or something that can go in there. There, it looks like hair. This bird might look really cute out there. We'll see. Now here it is Sunday morning. I'm enjoying my coffee and looking at my baker's rack. I can't wait to put the finishing touches on it. So, you know, the first place I had to check was Dollar Tree. I'm having a bit of a dilemma because these baskets look tall enough, but I know for sure those will fit. But I have tall tools. All right, I'm back from Dollar Tree and Walmart. Let's see if I chose wisely. I sure hope so. All's well that ends well, you guys, because once I got it under the lip, oh yeah, she slides in and out just fine, goes all the way in. Definitely gonna work until I find something I like better, because these were $1.25. I'm not trying to spend a lot of money. Quite a few gardening tools, and that's why I went with these deeper ones, because I knew my tools were big and needed more space. Okay, I think those look nice. Let me just slide my shovel drawer open. I feel special. And here are some plant upgrades from Walmart for the empty spots. And I got this for this Mambo Jambo succulent. And first we'll start out seeing if that bowl is too big for that area. Oh, I think she's perfect there. I wanted a wide bowl to support this wide plant. A great gardening hack is to use coffee filters over the drainage holes so dirt doesn't drip out with the water. Now I'm going to dump in this mold and I'll fill her up with dirt in my plant. Up next is this ivy going in this pot that had the dying rose. Now we're doing this calico, if I'm saying that right. And instead of repotting this, I'm just going to set it down right inside of my little antique pot. And I'll just switch it out when she runs her course. Oh, pretty much perfect, although a little tall. Next up is another calico. And she's going in the lovely tureen. We've got one left, and we'll see if it'll sit right down in here. Oh my goodness, everything's working out. And that was easy enough. Last but not least, I'm going to put this little succulent in the back of that little bird. So here's my baker's rack in all its glory, you guys. So happy with this. I'm sure it'll evolve over time. What a blessing to have found that. If you include the pots and the plants that I bought, I spent about $50 total. And a baker's rack brand new would have probably cost me quite a bit more than that. Thank you all for stopping by today and spending some time with me and watching me do my baker's rack DIY glow up. I hope you got some ideas, maybe some inspiration for keeping your eye open for curbside pickups. My next video will be working on that trellis I found. Happy Easter, everyone.